Welcome to an artist's life. I live by the sea in New England, and I love to share my quiet, simple life of art and garden and home. So I hope you will feel that you can come and join me. Welcome to an artist's life. Good day, everyone. I'm out in my veg and fruit beds, and today with my trusty little brush, which is a Chinese ink brush from my art supplies, I'm going to be pollinating some fruit trees. Now I can already see quite a bit of flies and bees around here, but just because things started to flower rather early this year, just to make sure, I always like to come out and do a little extra pollinating. Just to be on the safe side. And this is a self-pollinating pear, so I only have one, so it can pollinate, the pollen can pollinate itself. So we're going to be doing that. It's rather a windy day, so that probably helps a bit as well. And then let's hop over to the little fruit cage that I built last year, and we'll do a little pollinating in there as well. So here's my little fruit cage, which was really just built from panels I had made for my chicken run, and I had moved my chickens, so I had some extra panels. So last year when I put in some new fruit trees, I decided to make a fruit cage because we have so many deer and so many animals that eat the fruit and the blossoms. You can actually see, even though I'm going in to pollinate, you can see there is a bee in there. So even though there is chicken wire on here, it still allows the birds or the insects to come in and pollinate. But I still like to go in just to make sure and use my trusty brush. But still, let's have a little look at our friendly bumblebee. Oh, he took off. But now, this fruit cage isn't that big, but I have a peach, and I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 apples in here. And then I also have it underplanted with strawberries. But see, I like to just go in and, just as if I were a bee, I'll take some pollen from this, and then I'll move over to here and just kind of play my way around that way. And now the fruit cage, luckily, is, if we swing around here, you can see we have a lovely view outside the fruit cage. Here, I'll go outside the door, which will be closed in a few minutes. So you can see the fruit cage looks on the sea. So whilst I'm doing my bit of pollinating, I can still enjoy the view. If we look down here, we can see I have blueberries planted as well, and some of them still have tags, and some of these are from the big box store, which I don't normally like to support, but I planted a lot of these last March when we weren't sure what was going on in the world, and it was what I could get at the time. But this is an amazing variety of an everbearing strawberry, and already since last year you can see it sent out runners. And so see the runners down here in the ground. So I'll dig some of these up. I'm going to make another bed of strawberries, and there's one over there, in my little mini walled veg garden. But because this is marked off so that I'm going to be redoing it, because you can see I just stuck fish netting here. I'm going to be putting more chicken wire along the edge because the rabbits, the little clever devils, still were able to find their way in. So just to keep all my blueberries and my strawberries, my apples and peaches protected from the birds that want to eat them, and the rabbits that want to eat them, and the deer will just come in and devour the fruit in minutes. That is the fruit cage. When we turn around, we have our lovely view. So thanks to my trusty little Chinese ink brush, which I don't use for ink, I have this extra one I use specifically for pollinating, I can pollinate my fruit. So another thing I want to start doing this week is, I feel like this past week I've been getting behind in my artwork. So this week I'm going to be doing a few more short videos where I'm just kind of capturing what I'm up to for the day, and then to kind of show how it influences what my artwork is for the day, and also to make sure I'm doing more artwork daily. I'm going to do artwork with it. So today's video was pollinating my fruit trees, and now we're going to hop inside, make a pot of tea, and do a sketch, and we'll see what we come up with. Later that day, I had inadvertently left the door open and a hummingbird had got in, so we had to go in and rescue him. But before that, I captured his lovely flying in the fruit cage. And here we have the hedgehog and the hummingbird. It's good alliteration anyway. But I was inspired to do the hummingbird, obviously, because of the hummingbird having been trapped in our fruit cage. Actually, we have a couple of hummingbirds that often go along our big front windows that look out onto the sea, but I can never quite grab the camera fast enough to capture them. But here I've already done the sketching, so I haven't shared the, there's probably about 4 or 5 layers of sketching before I get to this point. And then this is just a pencil and ink outline. And now I'm just going in and underpainting and then coming back in with colors. And I just really love color. Colors really, I feel like it's almost another subject in my work, not just a means of an end. So I really like to play with color, not trying to represent reality, but just sort of represent how I feel about the sketch. And loving animals, and of course liking to do hedgehogs, I figured why not have a hedgehog as part of the hummingbird. Now this could become something more. It might become more designed with other background elements. I haven't decided. But one thing I have noticed is that this past month I've noticed I've actually been getting a little behind in my artwork. So I'm determined this month to make art more a part of my daily activities, which is what it used to be. It's just harder as the day gets nicer, as spring gets closer to summer. It's hard to not want to just go out, unplug from the internet and the world, and just head out into the great sea and nature and be in the garden. So I have to struggle to keep myself connected. But I'm going to keep working on art. I may be doing more posts, just shorter vlogs, basically sharing my artwork more. But of course I still can't help having little interludes where I feel I need to just share just the fun view and in fun mixtures of music. So I'll end now with me on a voyage into the past, which may be why I haven't been around as much. But I always get called back to the present. So I hope you enjoyed today's odd short little vlog of playing a bee in the fruit cage and pollinating flowers, drawing hedgehogs and hummingbirds, and then taking a quick little trip to the Victorian age, only to hop back into the present day. And thank you for joining me today. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I shall see you next time. And remember, stay creative. Cheers.